another video. So today's video is gonna be more of like a chill talk while I do
unaniharibu nywele.
nakufunga juu bado.
Oh.
While I do her makeup. Girl, we know you have hair, but we gotta, So while we chit chat. Okay. Today's topic is gonna be about things parents shouldn't say to their kids. So we're gonna read down what we have written and then we're gonna add more to what we think that parents should not say to their kids.
Yep. One of them is, I wish you were like so and so, like them comparing you to maybe a neighbor's kid.
Oh, I wish you were like Peter. You know, Peter gets straight A's. Peter, is like sijui what. Peter, Peter come direct from school and washes dishes. Do I look like Peter though?
What?
Close your
Jeez.
Because it removes your dirt till your
I can't breathe.
look. Don't compare your kids to other people because your kids are different. Your kid is a different human being.
Yeah. That is your child. Let them grow as your child, not as your neighbor's child.
So don't compare your kids to other kids. Why can't you go to church every Sunday like Mary does? Why can't you be more respectful like Mary?
No, it's okay.
I know I'm removing some hair.
It is just really.
Something like that. Like it's wrong to compare your kids.
Yep.
Maybe I'm not smarter than Mary.
Exactly. In
Maybe I'm more
school,
smart than Mary.
or maybe she's faking it.
People be fake.
Or then there's this norm of parents having to tell their kids, what will the society say? How will people take me? It's just, actually, it mostly happens when, let's say, your daughter is married and now she's going through shit in wherever she's married. And instead of you advising her to get away from that marriage, you're advising her to remain in that marriage because you feel like the society is gonna talk much when the child comes back to your home. That is your child. That is not your neighbor's child. That is not a society's kid. So I don't know why parents feel so entitled to this, to the society, making their kids suffer in silence. It doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just being concentrated. Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all. When I feel like your home should always be your home, no matter what happens to you. Like you can go back to your mom and to your dad when it goes bad, but sadly in Africa it's a different thing.
I don't know why people are still in the olden days when you feel like when your daughter is married, they shouldn't own anything in your father's land just because they feel like you've gone to be with another family, Because most of the time you find if you've been married, your father will not give you land in his land because he's gonna give the land to the male kids because they're the ones who own that place. Now that you're going to be married elsewhere, they don't put it in mind that shit can happen, you need a place to stay, and then you come back. And that is why you find a lot of families have conflicts because you find the male kids are fighting the female kids because the males are saying that the female daughter is already gone, and you're like, I mean, I'm one of you. Anyway.
Yes, another thing is, like, if you wanna be something else. Like, let's say you're a Muslim but you don't believe in Islamic, or you're a Christian but you believe in Islamic, vice versa. Like, let your parents allow you to find your own spiritual. So tutaambiwa ati utakuwa kafiri sijui nini. No, like, find your own thing. Usijali about what the society is gonna say, because at the end of the day, you are the one who's gonna go to heaven or hell. You're gonna deal with it, not them.
And actually, the funny thing, it's a custom, because I have this thing in my family. I don't know if people have it, but then it's like the grandfather said people shouldn't change their religious, their church to another church, and that is why they remain in the same church. What am I saying? Like, if we are born in Catholic, you shouldn't change because your grandfather said that people in that lineage shouldn't change. I don't know if are those what people should call generational curses, because I feel like those are the things that people should break some way when people are growing up, because you can't remain in the same box all the way, because that is not everyone's interest.
So what's another point?
About parents?
Another point is,
like,
I wish you are more. We have said it. I have time. I don't have time for you right now.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me you don't have time for me right now when I didn't have time to, when you brought me to this world, when you're supposed to be the parent. If you're not ready to be the parent, you would have not brought me to this world.
And let me tell you
so
something.
if you're busy, at least tell this kid, like, give me a minute, honey, or give me a minute, baby, I'm busy. We're gonna talk later. It's much better than I don't have time right now. It makes me feel like you have no time for me.
Because most of the time you find a kid wants to talk at that very moment because they are in the mood of talking, and then they come to you and all you have to say is, I don't have time for this right now, let's talk later. Just because you have your own stresses, don't project them to kids. Because most of the time they will feel like you didn't want to share with them, you didn't want to sit with them and talk, and then they end up even being scared of you to some point. And then they can't share. You find your kid is suffering in silence. They can't even tell you anything. It's so sad, actually.
I don't know if you guys can hear the noise.
We have a neighbor
but
here.
We are really sorry. Our neighbor is kind of loud.
The music.
Yeah.
Would that affect copyright?
We'll find ways to reduce the background noise. You know how to edit.
There's no way you can reduce because it's recording at the same time you're recording, so I don't think it can.
I hope it will not be. Yeah. So what's another point? Another point is, watch the insults that if I can do something and then you'll be like, how am I gonna say? It's much better in Swahili when I say it. I don't know any insult in English.
Say it in Swahili.
Like what kama useme in Swahili mtu mbwa wewe. Ama mtoto wa mbwa ni mbwa, or like there's just some words like they're very offensive to a kid.
And then
like don't say that to your kid. Don't say you're stupid, you're dumb.
Sometimes
don't say that to you.
I don't know whether parents really understand that kids are very sharp and they get everything that happens around them. That is why sometimes you see kids twerk because they are seeing their moms twerk, or maybe their cousins or whoever is around them. They twerk because they are seeing people do it. So even when you do that to your kids, you're calling them a monkey or a dog or something. Kila kitu akifanya, you're just throwing words at them. They're gonna grow up thinking that is what they are. Sometimes it's always good to watch your words. Actually.
Yeah. Whatever you do around your child, they'll always adapt to that.
Yeah. It's the same way sometimes you're told if you've grown in a violent home, it's always good to heal before if you didn't get any counseling, it's always good to heal before you get your own family, because you can find yourself inflicting the same in your family, even when you don't want, but you don't get it. It's trauma. It's just something you didn't get through with.
Yep. So please don't insult your kids. Also another thing, you should understand that kids, they're their own people. you know, as much as they're kids, but they have their own mind, they're adapting easily. So I think kids, like, don't talk to a kid like a baby, because they understand so much. Like, you don't know, you just don't know.
That is why sometimes you find, if you're a parent who is used to having a direct conversation with your kid, they grow up matured early enough. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't allow your kid to be a kid. Of course, allow your kid to be a kid, but when it comes to conversations, talk sense to them. Don't just say abuju buju because you think it's a kid, and now stick to your abuju buju until the kid is 3 years, and now you feel like because they have started getting their speech, that is when you feel like you should start educating them or start telling them this and that. No. Start in early age as you can. They're gonna adapt to it as long as you're talking to them like that.
And those people will be like, oh, you are like your dad, like, and maybe that person you're no longer with, they're abusive. Why are you telling your kid he's like their dad when they're barely grown up? You are the one who should teach them not to be like them. Like, I don't understand. Like, you have an opportunity to shape this amazing human being, but you can't do that with the insults. You can't do that when you're comparing them to the most worst human being to you.
It's just the same way, if you don't let your child grow in love, there's no way they're gonna know what love is. Like, they're just going to be these people who, what am I supposed to say? They hard on themselves and hard on everyone else because you didn't show them how to really bring out the real self. You're just used to kuwakemea, and then you shout at them, they hide, they are not themselves anymore, and now
you moved your eyebrow.
We're talking.
Anyway, guys, I think we're gonna like end this video. I'm gonna do her makeup and then we're gonna come back because like there's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
But I hope you had our points, and we're gonna catch you later in another.
We're going to show you the outcome.
Hello. So this is the final look. Drop your eyes down. Yeah. So we're gonna see you guys later. Okay, bye.